I deserve better. You're being dramatic, Bisi. Where will you even go? Who will be friends with an unattractive fat girl? Bisi smiled. I'd rather remain without friends than have toxic ones like the two of you. Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Abakaliki, three young girls, Bisi, Tokwe and Chioma, were inseparable. They lived in the same neighborhood and did almost everything together. Their friendship was the kind everyone admired. Wherever one went, the others followed. They attended the same primary and secondary schools, sat in the same classrooms, and even shared the same dreams of doing something big with their lives. But beneath the surface of their bond lay subtle cracks. Bisi was the intelligent one, the girl who always had the answers. Teachers adored her and her classmates envied her. Whenever Tope or Chioma struggled with their homework, they always turned to Bisi. Bisi, abeg, help me with this maths. Tope would say, handing over her workbook. I don't even know where to start. Chioma would quickly add, me too, Bisi. You know how I hate calculation. Just show me how to get the answer. Bisi, ever patient and kind, would take her time explaining. She wanted her friends to succeed just as much as she wanted to do well herself. But no matter how much Bisi helped them, Tope and Chioma never stopped teasing her. Bisi, with all this hot brain, I just pray you find a husband though, Tope said one day, laughing. Chioma chimed in. That one is secondary. Bisi has to try not to grow fatter. You know, boys don't like fat girls, and fat girls always find it difficult to get married. There's this song we sing in Igbo. Igbo nega logi okuko. She said, laughing. Bisi forced a laugh, pretending their words didn't hurt much. She loved her friends too much to fight back. Years later, the three friends got into the same university, much to their excitement. The campus was a new world filled with opportunities, parties, and freedom. But even here, their dynamics stayed the same. Bisi was focused on her studies, determined to graduate with good grades. She became the go-to person for advice and academic support, even amongst people in her department. Bisi, I beg you, explain this topic again, Tope said one night as they studied for an exam. You mean you didn't even read the material I gave you? Bisi asked, raising her eyebrows. Chioma laughed. You know Tope now. Even if she reads it 10 times, she will still need your simple explanation. I beg, explain. Me too, I need to also learn. Bisi shook her head but still helped them. They had grown to be so much more than friends. They were now sisters. When the girls finished school, the three of them got jobs in reputable companies and rented a shared apartment in Abakaliki. Soon, they thought to start investments. Let's put our monies together and start a business, Bisi suggested. Business? How can we do that? With our jobs? Don't worry, I have that planned out. My job does not take much of my time. I can manage it for you, my sisters. When it goes into something big, we can now resign if we want to. And you know Abakaliki women love to look good. If we sell quality clothes, we can make money. Chioma's eyes lit up. I like that idea. We can call it something classy like Three Queens Boutique. Tope nodded enthusiastically. Yes! And I can bring in top clients from our office. I know a lot of people. Bisi smiled, glad her friends were on board. They started making plans, pulling their small savings and discussing how they would buy clothes from Lagos to sell in Abakaliki. But even as they planned, Tope and Chioma's teasing never stopped. Bisi, don't wear tight clothes when we start this business, so Chioma said with a laugh. You don't want to scare our customers. Ah, that's true, Tope added, giggling. We'll find you big gowns that fit. You can be the plus size model for the shop. Bisi laughed along, though her heart felt heavy. She believed things would get better after they graduated, but her friends never stopped. One evening, as the girls walked back to their room, Tope and Chioma were laughing about a boy Chioma had met. He said I'm the prettiest girl in the office, Chioma boasted. Tope, what about you? Who's the latest guy chasing you? Bisi asked, trying to join the conversation. Ah, Bisi, leave this topic for us oh, Tope said, waving her hand dismissively. You won't understand. Maybe when you lose weight, we'll talk about boys with you. Chioma bursted into laughter and Bisi looked away, forcing a smile. She wondered if her friendship with them would always feel like this, close yet distant. Months passed and their boutique business was up and running. After work each day, the trio will meet at the boutique and make sales, after which they will all retire to their apartment. Those evenings were spent laughing and talking about their dreams, but soon Tope and Chioma's priorities shifted. It started with Tope. She had found a charming young man named Femi during an event at her office. He was confident, funny, and had a decent job at an oil company in Port Harcourt. Before long, Tope announced her engagement. Girls, I have news, she said one evening as they locked up the boutique. She held up her hand, showing off a modest but beautiful ring. I'm getting married! Choma screamed with excitement, hugging her. Tope! Congratulations! Oh, I'm so happy for you. Bisi smiled warmly. That's amazing. Tope, I'm really happy for you. The preparations for Tope's wedding took over their lives. Bisi and Chioma helped pick colors, design invitations, and even sew dresses. The boutique took a back seat as Tope's big day drew closer. Tope's wedding was grand. The church was filled with family and friends and well-wishers. Bisi and Chioma stood beside as her bridesmaids dressed in matching emerald green gowns. But throughout the day, Bisi couldn't shake the whispers she heard. Look at Bisi, someone said, not knowing she could hear. After all these years, she's still looking this fat. This girl needs to lose some weight too. Go find your husband very quick. Another voice added, how will she even find a husband like this? Bisi kept smiling, pretending their words didn't matter. She was used to that by now. Just a few months after Tope's wedding, Chioma also announced her engagement. Her fiancé Kelechi was a businessman who had swept her off her feet with his gifts and grand gestures. I told you I wouldn't be single for long, Chioma boasted one afternoon at the boutique. Kelechi is everything I prayed for. Tope, now a newlywed, clapped in excitement. Chioma, you're next. Bisi, when is it your turn? Bisi laughed nervously. It will happen when the time is right. But deep inside, she felt the pressure mounting. Chioma's wedding was even more extravagant than Tope's. The colors, the food, the decors, everything screamed wealth and glamour. Bisi once again played her role as a supportive friend, but the whispers followed her. Two down, one more to go, someone joked. But Bisi, that one will take time Tope and Chioma laughed loudly when they heard the comment, not bothering to defend their friend. After Chioma's wedding, things began to change. Both Tope and Chioma became different people. Their friendship with Bisi started to feel more like pity, and the teasing turned into open cruelty. At class events, Bisi would approach their table, smiling and ready to join the conversation, only to be met with cold stares. Hey, please, Bisi, you can't sit here, Chioma said one day at a reunion dinner. This place is for married women. Go find the tables for single. Tope laughed. Or maybe the food table. You know Bisi can't resist food. Their words cut deep. But Bisi remained silent, pretending not to care. When Bisi visited their homes, the treatment was no better. One Sunday afternoon, Bisi stopped by Chioma's house with a gift. A beautiful Ankara fabric she had bought at the market. Chioma, I thought this would look good on you, Bisi said, holding out the package. Chioma barely looked at it. Thank you, Bisi, but next time save your money. You need it more than I do. Tope was even worse. During one visit to her house, Bisi joined her at the dining table for lunch. Tope began as Bisi reached for a second helping of rice. Maybe if you eat less, you find a husband quicker. Men like women who take care of themselves. The room fell silent. Bisi put down her spoon and smiled quickly. I'm fine the way I am, Tope. Thank you for your advice. One evening, Tope and Choma were gossiping excitedly at the boutique. Tope was telling Choma about her sister-in-laws and how one of them had gifted her something. Immediately Bisi walked in. The two of them immediately stopped talking, turning to her. Wow, you must have an amazing sister-in-law, she screamed. Well, we are having married people gist, and you have no business eavesdropping, Chioma replied. Bisi looked stunned. What do you mean? You know, she's right, Tope added. It's no longer your level. It's senior gist and you have not married, so you won't relate with anything we say here. Just go and do other things. Don't take it personal. For years, Bisi endured their subtle insults and blatant maltreatment. She told herself it would get better, but it didn't. She began to notice that their boutique business was suffering because Tope and Choma had lost interest. They would take money from their account without consulting her and use it for personal expenses. Each time she asked them, they would say they had a marriage emergency and that she wouldn't understand because she was single. Bisi had had enough. One day, after the three of them went for a friend's wedding, Chioma and Tope had both arrived with their spouses and were seated talking. Immediately Bisi arrived. She excitedly walked to where her friends were seated. As she pulled the chair to sit, Chioma shouted, "You can't sit here. Go find the single seat someplace else." Tope laughed as she added, "Sorry sis, but you know you won't relate with our gist on this side now. Go find other singles," she said, shushing her. That evening, as Bisi sat in the wedding, she felt the heaviness in her heart. Not able to contain it anymore, she ran home crying. That night, she called Tope and Choma for a meeting at the boutique. "I can't do this anymore," she said, her voice cold. Tope scoffed. "What do you mean? Do what exactly?" "I can't take how you guys treat me anymore, like I'm a piece of trash." "What are you talking about, Bisi?" Tope asked. "I am leaving," Bisi said. "Leaving where exactly? Are you leaving the boutique?" "Yes," Tope said, looking each of them in the eye. "I'm leaving. And I'm leaving this friendship too. I deserve better." Choma rolled her eyes. "You're being dramatic, Bisi. Where will you even go? Who will be friends with an unattractive fat girl?" Bisi smiled. "I'd rather remain without friends than have toxic ones like the two of you." Soon, Bisi relocated to the city of Abuja. As she left, she felt a mix of sadness and relief. She didn't know what the future held, but the first time in years, she felt free. Leaving Abakaliki was not easy for Bisi. She had spent her whole life in the city, but she knew she needed a fresh start. She relocated to Abuja, a city she had always admired for its opportunities and serenity. Her first priority was finding a job. After a few weeks of searching, Bisi was hired as a project manager at a luxury textile company that specialized in high-end fabrics for the elite. The job was demanding, but Bisi thrived. Her sharp mind, work ethic, and eye for detail made her indispensable to the company. While working at the textile company, Bisi rediscovered her love for fashion. She had always been drawn to the clothes, especially fabrics and designs, but now she wanted to do more than just admire them. She started sketching dresses in her free time. One day, during a company meeting, her boss noticed her sketches. "Wow, these are brilliant, Bisi," he said, holding up one of her designs. "Have you thought about creating your own line?" Bisi laughed nervously. "Not really, sir. I just do this for fun." "Well, you should think about it seriously," he replied. "You have real talent." Encouraged by his words, Bisi began to design more intentionally. She saved her salary and used her weekends to visit local tailors, learning everything she could about the craft. At a business expo hosted by her company, Bisi was in charge of organizing the event. As she moved between vendors, ensuring everything ran smoothly, she caught the attention of Senator Akin Folashode, a respected politician known for his love of Nigerian textiles. "Excuse me," he said, stopping her. "I noticed the way you coordinated this event. Are you in charge?" "Yes, I am," Bisi replied, adjusting her glasses. "I must say you've done an excellent job," he said, smiling. "Do you mind if we talk about some future projects? I have some ideas about promoting Nigerian fashion, and I think you might be the perfect person to help." Bisi nodded, intrigued. "I'll be honored, sir." That conversation marked the beginning of a professional relationship that quickly evolved into something deeper. Over the next year, Senator Akin became a close friend and confidant. He admires Bisi's intelligence, resilience, and creativity. They often spent hours discussing ways to promote Nigerian culture through fashion and textiles. One evening, after attending a cultural gala, together, the senator opened up. "Bisi, I've met many people in my life, but no one of them like you," he said, his voice sincere. "You're driven, compassionate, and authentic. I admire that about you." Bisi blushed, her heart racing. Thank you, Senator. That means a lot coming from you." Their bond deepened, and before long, they began a relationship that felt like a partnership in every sense of the word. One evening, after a private dinner, Senator King surprised Bisi with a proposal. "Bisi, you've brought light into my life," he said, holding her hands. "I can't imagine a future without you. Will you marry me?" Tears filled Bisi's eyes as she nodded. Yes, Akin, I will marry you." The engagement was a quiet affair, but the wedding would be anything but ordinary. The wedding was held at one of Abuja's most prestigious venues, attended by dignitaries, business moguls, and cultural icons. The decor was breathtaking, blending traditional Nigerian aesthetics with modern elegance. Bisi wore a custom-made dress she had designed herself, showcasing her creativity and talent. During the reception, Bisi gave a heartfelt speech. "Life has taught me many lessons," she began. "One of the most important is that we are all capable of greatness, no matter the challenges we face or the words spoken against us. I've learned to believe in myself, and that has made all the difference." Bisi's life after marrying Senator Akin was nothing short of remarkable. As she settled into her new role as the senator's wife, she became more than just a supportive spouse. She emerged as a voice for the unheard, delivering speeches at women's empowerment events. She passionately advocated for self-confidence and the importance of embracing oneself. Her voice resonated with many, especially women who had faced societal judgment for their appearance or choices. She became an icon, not only for her eloquence but also for her impeccable fashion sense, which celebrated Nigerian culture in bold and modern ways. Her fame soared. She graced magazine covers, was invited to speak at high-profile events, and her influence grew beyond Abuja. One day, Bisi received an invitation for the governor's wife of Ebonyi State to speak at a women's empowerment summit in Abakaliki. It was an invitation she couldn't refuse. When Bisi arrived at the summit, the crowd welcomed her with thunderous applause. Her speech was inspiring, filled with personal anecdotes about overcoming challenges and finding confidence. "I once believed the voices that told me I wasn't enough," she said. "But today, I know that I am more than enough. So are all of you." The audience erupted in applause, and Bisi felt a deep sense of fulfillment. After the event, Bisi decided to take a quiet walk around the town. Memories of her past drifted back as she strolled down the streets. She soon found herself standing in front of the old boutique she had once co-owned with Tope and Chioma. The boutique was gone. The once bustling shop was now boarded up, its signs faded and barely legible. "What happened here?" Bisi asked a street vendor nearby. "Ah, that place. It closed down a few years ago," the vendor said. "The owners couldn't manage it properly, so it went out of business." Bisi sighed, a mix of sadness and curiosity stirring within her. Later that day, as Bisi prepared to leave the venue after her speech, a familiar figure called out her name hesitantly. She turned to see Chioma, standing a few feet away, holding a small basket in her hands. But Chioma was barely recognizable. Her once glamorous appearance was replaced by a weary and humbled look. "Chioma," Bisi said, surprised. Chioma nodded, tears already welling in her eyes. I wasn't sure it was you, but then," Bisi's heart softened. "It's been a long time." Chioma broke down, clutching Bisi's hand. "Bisi, I don't know where to start. I need to tell you everything." They found a quiet corner to talk. Chioma recounted the downfall of their lives since Bisi left. Bisi took a deep breath, her emotions swelling. She thought about all the pain she had endured because of Chioma and Tope, but also about the lessons she had learned all along the way. "Chioma," she said gently, "I forgave you a long time ago, but forgiveness doesn't erase the past. It's what we do from this point forward that matters." Chioma looked up, hope flickering in her eyes. "Thank you so much, Bisi. This means a lot to me." Bisi handed her a card. "Call my assistant. I'll arrange for temporary housing for you and your children. But Chioma, you have to work hard to rebuild your life. I'll help you get started, but the rest is up to you." Chioma clutched the card as if it were her lifeline. "Thank you so much, Bisi. I'll never forget this." Bisi's act of kindness in Abakaliki became another chapter in her growing legacy. She continued to inspire women across the nation with her story of resilience, proving that strength and compassion could coexist. Her marriage to Senator Akin remained a source of joy and stability. Together, they became a power couple, championing causes that uplifted the marginalized and empowered the vulnerable. Bisi's name became synonymous with grace, strength, and hope. She graced the covers of magazines not only for her style but also for her impact. And as for Tope and Chioma, they each found their way, forever changed by their experiences and the generosity of the friend they had once underestimated. Bisi had turned her pain into power, her struggles into a source of strength for others. She was no longer the girl mocked for her weight. She was a woman admired for her courage, her wisdom, and her unwavering strength. The end. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this very interesting story about Bisi, Tope, and Chioma. It's a tale of resilience, transformation, and the enduring power of grace. From this story, there are two valuable lessons I would like to talk about. First of all, never underestimate the power of perseverance. Bisi's journey reminds us that no matter how many people doubt you, the most important thing is never doubt yourself. When you focus on your growth and believe in your potential, success is inevitable. Secondly, treat people with kindness no matter their circumstances. Tope and Chioma's actions towards Bifi were a harsh reminder that what goes around comes around. The way they treated her was really bad, and the way we treat others today can shape the bridges we may need tomorrow. Now I would love to hear from you. What resonated with you the most in this story? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring tales like this one. And before we part ways, let me leave you with these thoughts. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So until we meet again, remember to dance boldly. So no matter the challenges life throws your way, you're able to resist it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next story. Bye.